Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Glambitious Mystic. I'm just going to do a short collective reading for the Divine Feminine. I felt really called to do so because there's something beautiful going on, Divine Feminine. And this is more than just, it's an energy of enlightenment. It's an energy of appreciating your small wins in life. And at least for the collective I'm picking up on, I'm picking up on a very peaceful energy, a very accepting and balanced energy. So let's get into it now. Let's see, what did I want to look at here? I wanted to take a look at, for the Divine Feminine Collective, what blocks is the Divine Feminine currently working through? What blocks, Spirit, is the Divine Feminine Collective currently working through? What blocks, angels, spirits, and guides, is the Divine Feminine currently working through? What blocks? Took a long time to come out, but finally I have the Three of Swords and the Knight of Wands with the Five of Wands on the back. So this just tells me the blocks you're working through are, some of you may have been dealing with a counterpart that was kind of hot and cold with you, or in and out. And I think that triggered a lot of emotional wounds that were pretty deep and possibly even subconscious. And it created a lot of conflict, a lot of mental conflict, a lot of potentially even gossipy kind of energy going on around you. And unfortunately, I'm hearing the word slander, but yeah. I mean, your haters are also your fans, so, you know, there's something about this journey that's meant to really push through all of those mundane things that honestly don't matter. It really does not matter what people think of you. It really does not. So you're kind of working through the heartbreak of that in and out Knight of Wands energy. Possibly some of you didn't receive any answers about it either, or clarity, and felt things were moving forward, then they stopped, then they started, then they stopped. So you're trying to come into full acceptance of what that means. And I think you're almost there, especially with the Five of Wands and the Two of Pentacles behind it. I think you're finally, the Two of Pentacles can be about adapting to changes. So you're finally accepting even the idea that something may not pan out as you thought it would. So interesting. What else did I have for Divine Feminine? Okay, what is the Divine Feminine currently working on? Okay, that's way too many cards, but what's the Divine Feminine currently working on, Spirit? Got the Nine of Wands and the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords as the overall energy on the back to this Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. The Nine of Wands is exhausted, okay? He's been fighting so hard. I mean, following this Nine of Wands is the Ten of Wands, which is absolute burdens. So a lot of you right now, with this Two of Swords on the back, you're really about to make a decision on how much more of this you're down to take. Like, at a minimum, you're reevaluating how to handle the energy, because you're just exhausted. You're over it. You can't get in, you can't get out. You might even be like kind of researching or, watching videos like this to try and figure out how to make a choice. And I guess it's kind of like an ego thing, though, to think your heart actually has a choice, because true love and divine partnerships and deep soul connections that exist, they basically take even the most negative person about love, and you put that perfect person in front of them, and everything else goes to the wayside. And that's a scary feeling, realizing you don't actually have a whole lot of control over who you love. You just control, the only thing you have control over is how you react to who you love, I guess. So you're kind of trying to find your way out of this. You're exhausted. You want to make some kind of choice. You're bored with the stalemate energy. A lot of it's making you question your belief systems as well, because this isn't what happened in like the Disney movies, you know? Freaking Cinderella would have been at the ball and they would be married by now, right? But in this world, part of this journey is actually realizing you have everything that you need and then some. And if you're dealing with a twin flame, they're not actually here to be, that's icing on the cake. They're not necessarily here to just sweep you off your feet. It's all about your spiritual growth and ascension. And it's about healing so many, DNA and just past timelines of codependency, just all that unbalanced masculine feminine. Like you've come here with your twin to clear that energy. Now, does it seem like twins have karma? Yes. I don't believe twins actually have karma between one another. I believe that they sign up to clear group karma. At least that's how it feels for me. Every journey is different. I'm just kind of giving you a little insight. It seems like you agree to come here as a higher ascended soul and meet your counterpart in order to make massive changes within collective energy. And that's by disproving everything we've heard that love is. Because the truth is, when you meet that person, it's like your heart blows open and you realize that everything you thought was love and everything you related to love was actually not love. It's just what you thought love was. And then you're like, oh my God, love is actually something I don't have a lot of control over. And then there's like an ego death and blah, 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 yak, yak, yak. Sorry for getting into it, but it's a very specific energy that's coming through as far as like what you're kind of working on. And let's see. Where's the divine feminine at spiritually? That's what I would like to know, because it feels pretty nice. Flew right out. So I've got the Four of Wands and the Eight of Swords. The Four of Wands is a twin flame card, and the Eight of Swords is all about feeling like you're in some kind of mental prison. So you're beyond like the purging of this. You're maybe questioning what the hell this journey even is, right? And you're trying to remove that blindfold that's up here and get out of it and find your own joy, because we do have the Ace of Swords on the back. So maybe it's removing labels. Maybe, that's part of it too. There's no denying that twin souls exist, no denying that divine soulmates exist. But the thing is, where are you actually hurting yourself more by holding on to that label? Where are you putting yourself in your own mental prison by holding on so tightly to a label? Like, what does that feed your ego with? Why must you have a label on it? Love is love, right? So that is something that you're spiritually working through. And I think you're meant to question the actual twin flame journey at this point and find your own answers from within, because like I said, each one is so different. And you might come out of this whole thing and just feel like it was all a farce, or you might, come out of this whole thing and realize it was everything you thought it was from day one. And I firmly believe that is going to be the case. And that's just not faith or whatever I'm having. It's that intuitive knowing and trust within yourself that you cannot possibly have that kind of a deep soul connection without having everything you've been able to see. I mean, deep stuff, but we'll keep going. Let's see. Where is the divine feminine's headspace and heart space at this time? Where is the divine feminine's headspace and heart space? Okay, yeah. Knight of Wands, Three of Swords, and the Five of Wands. You're really trying to move quickly out of this heartbreak and conflict energy. It's coming up again, and this is an energy that's holding you back. You know that it's an energy that does not serve your highest good. And it's a lower vibratory energy that you really don't want to partake in. You're down to do whatever to get out of it. It's the Two of Pentacles. You'll do whatever, adapt to changes. There's this kind of just get me out of here energy, and not in a way of desperation. It's just you want balance, right? The Justice card is here. It's like, you know it's holding you back. Therefore, you want to move out of it. And it's in your head and your heart of like how to connect your head and your heart evenly and get the hell out of that energy, because you know it's lower vibration, and you know that you've ascended beyond that energy, and you know that there's so much more. So beautiful. So you deeply know what holds you back. That's absolutely beautiful. I knew this was going to get good. So what's going on in the Divine Feminine's world? Tell me, Spirit, what's going on in the Divine Feminine's world? What's the Divine Feminine? Got the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Cups. So yeah, this Nine of Swords, this sleepless night energy with the Eight of Cups on the back. It's like two things. For starters, the Eight of Cups is about emotional detachment. I think you're realizing where you are like being a distorted feminine energy by giving so much of your emotional energy and just energy in general, whether you're saying it out loud or whatever. That energy was projected around you, giving to something that wasn't actually serving you, you know, and wasn't really making you happy. It just kind of kept you up at night. But there is a lot of anxiety about emotionally detaching. There's a fear around emotionally detaching because the love is so deep that you actually, whether you realize it or not, there's a subconscious fear of losing the person, which if you've met your twin, you'll know you don't actually lose them. I don't think so. I don't think you meet your twin in this lifetime for nothing, you know. How it pans out for you, there is a little bit of free will, like how you want to react to them on both ends, but as far as the rest of it, it's all fated and it's all destined. And I think the more you accept that destined energy versus like I have control and release that control, the more peace you'll find on your journey. And you might even start to appreciate all the little gifts that you've been picking up. I was thinking about it earlier today, like I've always been intuitive, but you know, this whole experience has just opened up so many levels of intuition and creativity and evolution, really. I know that I'm doing my part in this lifetime to really become my best self, and that's kind of the most beautiful part of the journey. Anyway, lots of good stuff going on though. All right, what does the Divine Feminine need to heal or move through? What does the Divine Feminine need to heal or move through, Spirit? What does the Divine Feminine Collective need to heal or move through? So I have the Knight of Cups and the Three of Pentacles with the Fool energy on the back. Interesting. The Chariot. Okay, I feel a couple of stories coming in with this, but with the Knight of Cups and the Three of Pentacles, it's like you're finally opening yourself up to the idea of taking movement towards working with others. A lot of you are ready to create. A lot of you want to make a difference. And this is not just simply about mission work. This is about being open to the idea of working with others besides your counterpart or your soulmate, twin, whatever connection that you have going on here. You're actually finally opening up to the idea of collaborating with others, and you're down to take a journey and start new to do it. You're ready for movement. You're ready. It's like being caught in the void when you know you've done the work and you see the small rewards and the small wins, but you're still feeling like it's not quite there, because there is a big missing piece. And I think part of the journey is to realize that you really, truly being able to let go is knowing that on your own you can create anything. And it's kind of beautiful that you're finally opening up to working with others here. I do feel that's what the Three of Pentacles is about. You want to collaborate. You're open to the idea of it. Even if it's not as strong of a connection as what you have currently, you know that connection's not going anywhere. So you're trying new things. It's good. Not easy, but good. Let's see. What are the fears of the Divine Feminine? What is the Divine Feminine collective fearing, Spirit? What is the Divine Feminine fearing? What is the Divine Feminine fearing? What are the Divine Feminine's fears, angels, spirits, and guides? Fear, Ace of Swords. I'm getting a couple storylines for this card as well. The Ten of Swords is on the back. So there's probably a really deep fear that, what if you never get the answer? What if this was always not what you thought it was? Okay, what if the truth never comes out? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself. What if you were resting on this idea and it never came through how you thought it would, or it's playing out differently than you thought it would? So what? Honestly, what's to fear about that? Because you lived with your heart open and got to know the deep depths of your soul through another as your perfect mirror. I think a lot of you fear that the truth of this connection will never come true or come out, and it kind of throws you off your whole, natural feminine intuition. It makes you feel a little crazy, right? I don't think that that is true, though. I think the truth, you know what the truth is. I do. Ten of Swords, defeat. Admitting defeat. That's the ego, though. That really is the ego. Who cares? I mean, not who cares, but why does your ego want to be chosen so badly, right? What is being chosen? Love is love. Like, what you feel is real. Whether they ride in on a white horse and tell you that doesn't really change the fact that love is a vibration, and you fear that your intuition has told you what this was all along, and then nothing comes of it, or nothing that you were told in life should come of connections like that. And that's a silly fear, feminine. I'm sorry, you don't meet soul connections like this for no reason. So it's a silly fear. That's like an abandonment fear. Got to release that for sure. Work on that. Now, let's see. How are the Divine Masculines perceiving the connections with their Divine Feminines? Let's get into that. How are masculines perceiving it? Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. You're their wish. Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is a lonely energy. The Five of Pentacles is about rejection. The Five of Pentacles is about a feeling of lack. Whether you intentionally, emotionally walked away or physically walked away from your connection, they definitely feel it on a soul level. And there was a choice that was made to wait, though. They're dealing with a lot right now. I just want to say, anytime I ask a question about the masculine end right now, it's a completely different vibration than what I'm picking up on with the feminines. And what they're experiencing right now is really intense, and they're probably not showing it, but it's just coming through in the cards. They know that you are the wish. They know you're the one that got away, and it's kind of like that wake-up call energy, right? So the energy's a little thick right now. We do have a Pisces full moon coming in, and I think that's going to give us a lot of clarity and purge some of this emotional water energy that's going on. You know, Pisces is the last sign. We've got a full moon in Pisces. It's the perfect time to really release and acknowledge and even detach from what we emotionally typically feel and see things from a whole new perspective. I think this is going to be a really big opportunity for the feminine to grab life by the reins and realize where she was selling herself short. And this isn't about doing, you know, mission work. This is more than that. This is about not waiting for someone to come in to make you happy. Like really asking yourself why you're not happy. And I've been doing that same work lately, and it sucks and it's not fun, but I'm working on it. Work in progress, right? Let's see. What future actions does the Divine Feminine plan to take? What future actions does the Divine Feminine plan to take, Spirit? I have the Nine of Wands and the Two of Swords again. So you're really trying to decide right now, and I don't know if you can see here, but the moon is full. So I do feel by this full moon in Pisces, you're making a choice to get out of this stalemate. Whatever that means to you is whatever it means to you. But this Nine of Wands energy, you're done with it. Like you're tired of this wounded warrior spirit energy. And it's not that you're mad or whatever, but you need change. And you know you do. And this is like a cycle that keeps repeating. So it looks like you're putting an end to it with a choice and choosing yourself and choosing what makes you happy. But it's deeper than that. It's like soul level deep, you guys. Yeah. That's what I have for now. Let's tune in with the masculine energy on another video, because definitely there's two different storylines going on here in the collective that I'm picking up on. And in a nutshell, the feminines I'm picking up on are really in their power right now, and yes, they're tired, but they're also seeing that they can do this thing called life, and everything's going to be okay. Finally kind of seeing the small wins, and there's a lot of growth opportunity going on. Now the masculine collective I'm picking up on is very much awake to what's lacking in his life, and that has a lot to do with you. And now it's kind of, what do I do about this energy? You know, it's like fighting the control thing. It's just a stubborn energy going on over there. And it's different than where you're vibrating currently. So feminines, keep working on yourself, keep faith and hope, and always trust your intuition, and really let your spirit guide you right now, because there is playful, joyful energy coming in if you let it. You just have to be open to it coming in a way that you didn't expect or from who you expect, and open up your heart, mind, and soul, and ask the universe for the love and the compassion that you deserve, and then be open to receiving it. All right, good night.